Welcome to the New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church 75th Church Anniversary. Breakthroughs, increase, miraculous healings, inspirations, and motivations. New Bethel, a global church.
This is how it all began. Every church has a story that is rich with history, triumphs, valley moments, and victory laps. New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church is no different. Our story began 75 years ago with a man with a vision and a few dedicated members who believed in the goal of giving birth to a church. Chapter 1, The Birth. New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church was birthed on March 30, 1949, when the late Reverend W.L. Walton gathered together with a few members in the home of the late Brother James and Mother Maple Clifton. As they began worshiping together, more members were added. Charter officers included Brother James Clifton, Sister Minnie Johnson, and Brother Joseph Brown Jr., just to name a few. After 2 years of holding service at the old Wesley Bethel Methodist Church, the Lord put a burning in Reverend Walton's heart to build a place to call home. The new church location, 331 North 29th Street, was established on December 9, 1951. After serving the church for 12 years, Reverend Walton took his final rest in 1961. In the same year, the Reverend McKinley Williams was elected and served as the pastor until 1963. Chapter 2, A New Day. April 1963, the late Reverend Lawrence Shipp was called to take the church to a higher heights when he accepted the role of new pastor. One of his first accomplishments was acquiring a new place to worship on May 31st, 1971. The New Bethel congregation marched from the current location, 331 North 29th Street, to their new home, 5799 Belmont Avenue. Brother James Clifton and Sister Andrew Wooten cut the ribbon and a new day began. Under the leadership of Reverend Shipp, the new ministries were born. Some of them were the Help Unit, the Angelic Choir, and the Youth and Young Adult Usher Ministry. There were also 3 deacons ordained. One of the biggest triumphs happened in August 17, 1977, when the New Bethel had its first mortgage burning service during the 28th church anniversary celebration. There was a momentous occasion that gave the church hope for the future. Reverend Lawrence Shipp continued to serve faithfully until the Lord called him home in 1984. To continue the charge, Reverend Fred Harris Jr. stepped into the role as pastor on July 25, 1984, and served until December 29, 1991. Chapter 3, A New Era, y'all. In every story, there's a moment in time when things begin to shift in a new direction. That's what happens to New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church when Reverend Myron Taylor accepted the call to pastor this great church on April 4, 1992. During the time as pastor, the church began to grow tremendously. Not only did the church grow in numbers, but they grew both spiritually and financially. Reverend Taylor was all about Christian education. It's no surprise that the Sunday school department grew at rapid pace. This was just the beginning. Multiple ministries were birthed out within the first few years, the new chapter. There was a lot of emphasis in place on gathering the youth ministry with the reorganization of the youth department, which included co-ed drill team, youth Bible class, youth drama department, youth and young adult choir, angel choir, praise dance ministry, and the youth basketball and co-ed softball teams. With all the new things happening, Pastor Taylor and the New Bethel Church family still had a vision for more. It was time to build again. On March 20th, 1997, the church celebrated a groundbreaking ceremony for the building of our new edifice that included a worship center and fellowship hall. The construction was completed in August of 1998. Growth continues to happen for New Bethel. So much that in 2003, the additional service was added to accommodate the growing membership. The expansion didn't stop there. Phase 2 began in July 2007, when the old church edifice located at 5799 Belmont Avenue was demolished to prepare for the next building project. Before the building began on April 22, 2012, the church celebrated yet another mortgage burning ceremony during the 63rd church anniversary. They gave God praise as Pastor Taylor and charter members Mother Anna Lee Robinson and Mother Lucille Scott burned the mortgage with another mortgage paid off. It was finally time to build again. The new Education and Recreation Center was constructed and completed in the fall of 2014. After accomplishing so many amazing things during his time as the pastor of New Bethel, Reverend Myron Taylor retired on April 24th, 2016.
Chapter 4, A New Level. The transition between Pastor Taylor's retirement and searching for a pastor proved to be challenging, but with the help of the Lord and the church family standing together, another level was just around the corner. On June 4th, 2017, the church welcomed Reverend Pastor Travis Norris, Sr. as the new pastor of the great New Bethel Missionary Baptist Church. He has run non-stop to carry on the rich legacy of this great church. Over the 6 years under his leadership, so much has been accomplished. There has been the establishment of the Ministers Training Institute to help train and develop those wanting to serve further in ministry. He has continued with the teaching of the 5-star leadership classes to train those leading in ministry. The Myron Taylor Academic Excellence Scholarship and the Mila Park Sports and Recreation Scholarship were created to help graduating high school seniors with furthering their education. New ministries were developed and old ministries were reestablished. Some of them include the Fishers of Men Open Gym Ministry, the Children's and Youth Ministry, and the Food Pantry, which is held once a month. There have been several projects completed: the completion of the kitchen and the education building, the installation of a new sound system for the media team, a newly paved parking lot, and the recent sanctuary uplift. Not even a global pandemic has stopped this church from thriving. In 2020, when the world shut down, he continued to preach the gospel online during Sunday morning worship service and Wednesday night midweek service. He also created a daily prayer call for the saints to gather each morning during the week to pray at 6 a.m. as a way of keeping the church family focused on God. Then came Life and Lunch, a Thursday online session used for confessing the Word of God. During the pandemic, New Bethel hosted 2 vaccination events as well as 2 food giveaways as a way to pour back into the community. With the help of God, the church was able to stand the test of time and come out stronger than ever. They resumed in-person worship, and the church family remained faithful in worship and serving in the Lord's church. Reverend Norris has continued sharing his vision for expansion and growth with one goal in mind: building God's kingdom. Breakthroughs, miraculous healings, souls saved, increase, spiritual growth, financial growth, spiritual growth, and so much more have happened over the last 75 years of this church's history, and it doesn't stop here. God's not through. This story is unique because it doesn't have an ending. The story of New Bethel is still being written. There are many chapters left in this book that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. The future is bright and full of possibilities. What could be in the next chapter? Only God knows. Could it be a STEM lab for children wanting to start careers in science, technology, engineering, or math? Could it be housing for single mothers who found themselves without a place to live? Could it be another campus to expand the church's reach into a new community? It just might be another building. Who knows? But there is one thing that is for sure about this story. Everything that has happened in the last 75 years and will happen in the future is only because of the grace and mercy of God.